Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Hope y'all are doing well. Y'all seem to like the last video I did, which was breaking down this kind of R&B vintage kind of Coop the Truth Nami style sample. So I'm going to be doing another one of those today. This one's actually not in any sample kits or anything yet. It might be in the future, so look out for that. Before I start, I do want to mention that the Silhouette sample pack with Scandi just dropped a couple weeks back. There's 15 samples in there, all ranging from like chill R&B, dark R&B, some alternative stuff, Travis Scott stuff, weekend stuff, all kinds of nice shit in there. And you can use this code, get 25% off of that, and you can also use that code on my drum kit Vertigo, which came out a few months ago. All right, plug over, let's get into the sample. So to start out, I started with this one shot. It's completely dry, it sounds like this. First thing I did was come into the envelope and just add a little bit of attack, turned all the rest of the knobs all the way up, went and made this chord progression. It's just a lot of 7th chords. Starts with a D major 7th, I believe. And I doubled the 7th. The 7th is actually in the bass, which is like kind of a no-no, I guess, is what they would say. But in this case, I thought it sounded really good. It adds some nice dissonance. I just hit Alt-S to strum all of them, turn the velocity and the time quite a bit. For the effects on this bell, threw some RC20 on the Vinyl 2 preset, then an Echo Boy on the Reverse Strummers preset, put it on half note, brought the mix way the fuck down. Finally, a plate reverb with pretty dry. After that, I went into Keyscape, grabbed the LA Custom Chorus Rhodes, and then I just copied the chord progression from the first bell, but I added a few just little runs and a few little passing tones here and there. This is with no effects. Really pretty Rhodes. For the effects on that Rhodes, I just threw a J37 on the Aquarium preset, but I brought the time on these all the way down to 1, and then I brought the low pass down a little more. Then I threw Satin, which is just a little tape machine simulator thingy. Put it on the Hi-Fi Tape Twisted Azimuth preset, and then finally just a low pass, cut out all those harsh lows. So it just really muddies it up. Third thing I added was this Wurli V2 preset, the vocalizer. It's from the Arturia collection. I think it's just this preset, and then I messed with the vocal filter a little bit. I think I just added more resonance and I bumped up the mix a bit. So no effects, that sounds like this, which is kind of just a cool little texture. And it's just playing the exact same chords as the bell. And then effects, just this kind of bandpass, and then I boosted some high mids, and I also threw an ambience on there. So then with those effects, it's really just washed out in the background, and you can barely hear it in the main mix, but it adds a cool texture. Then after that, I went and I found a bass pluck I liked from some one-shot kit. I'm not sure which one. And it was shorter than I wanted, and I wanted it to like keep going when I held it. So I went in the audio editor, and I was just looking around for a selection where when you infinitely loop it, it doesn't click too much. Like you can hear some clicking in there, but not too much. It kind of just sounds like one tone. So then you take that selection, you go to this loop thingy, set loop, then you'll Control A and you'll drag it into this sampler. Then I normalized it because it was pretty quiet at first. I turned on loop points, otherwise it won't loop through this when it ends. And then I think I just cut itself, and now you can play it and it will never stop. And I pretty much just followed the root notes of the chords with some passing tones here and there. And for the effects on that, there's just this thermal on the Broken preset. I think I just turned the loss up, brought the wet down, and the spread down. And then I also turned down the mix on that in the mixer. Then on top of that, I used the Distorted Bright Tubes preset in retro color, just adds some other distortion and brings the tone up a bit. Without it, it sounds like this. Then with. So again, it just makes it sound older. Then the last kind of melodic thing I did was this Pluck, also from a one-shot kit, not sure which one, sorry. No effects. It's kind of just like a piano string being plucked. sounds like. But then I went kind of ham on the effects on this one. Started with an ambience, then the speaker plugin from Audio Things on the mid preset. Vintage verb, default, just brought the mix way down. Reels, I think this was just the default preset that I messed with a bit. Bell, bandpass, then thermal on my favorite preset, the Dreamy Lo-Fi Piano. You can put this on basically anything and it'll make it sound like 10 times better. It's kind of insane. Then another bandpass, and finally a Comeback Kid delay. Nothing too special here, just mess with these knobs a bit. And then it sounds like this. So it's not super audible, but it, like I said earlier, adds some texture and some feeling to it. Then for the fun part, I did record my own vocals once again. This time went a little better than the last time, I think, but they sound like this with effects. Then I also did a high layer, which is completely unintelligible and is kind of just like white noise, but it does add something cool to it, I think. So dry, it sounds pretty bad. It sounds like this. I guess that's not dry because it is compressed like a motherfucker and it does have auto-tune, but you can tell it was bad at one point, so. So there's that. Then for effects, I did go a little crazy again. Little Alter Boy, as always, with some drive and brought the formant down a bit, which just kind of lowers the pitch without lowering the pitch. I don't even know how to explain what a formant is, but it's a pretty cool effect. Then another thing of CLA vocals. Once again, I'm sorry, Kenny. This is just the OZ Wet preset. Then a bandpass, a J37 with that same preset. Quick little slap delay, I guess not slap, but eighth delay on Comeback Kid. A kickstart for kind of a pumping feeling. Then an ambience, just to spread it out and give it a lot of space. And finally a low pass, so all together. Then for the high Vox, same effects just without the Alter Boy and with some different values. And then at the end there's a vintage verb with pretty high wet but a low decay. So yeah, from there it was basically just arranging it and doing a little more mixing, not too much more. I will play the final sample after this, but I think that's pretty much the gist of it. The main thing I was going for here was a nice like smooth groove. There's a lot of like emphasis on the downbeat, space, emphasis, space, that kind of thing. But yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to focus on with that. That's pretty much how Nami and Coop the Truth get their like signature sound of just like that weird pulsating. I don't know if that's a good word for it, but just kind of that feeling that those kind of samples give you. So that's what I focused on, and I think I got a pretty good result out of it. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Really appreciate it. If you liked this video and you want to see more like it, go ahead and like and subscribe, and also comment. Tell me what you want to see. Follow me on Instagram at prodby_instinct. Go cop my kits. The new sample pack is pretty fire in my opinion, and you can get 25% off like I said earlier. Same with my Vertigo drum kit. But yeah, thanks for watching guys. Till next time. Peace.
Yeah.